Hey everyone, figured I'd do an update on our floor remodel in the RV. So if you watched the last video, I was pointing out where there was a whole bunch of floor rot all in this area where there's now no longer a floor. So what we did today, and I figured I'd do a video today because tomorrow we're going to do a lot, you're not going to be able to see this anymore, was we cut out the old floor that was rotted and got ourselves all prepped for doing the new one. This ended up not being nearly as bad of a job as I was expecting it to be. What I was expecting when we were first looking at it was that we were going to have to try to cut out a big section of the floor, more than anything because I wanted to make sure that the floor was going to be well supported by the various cross braces, beams, whatever was here underneath for support. What I ended up finding was that they actually have a pretty good amount of steel beams in here. These little, these are all over the place. I'm not sure. I think that they're all welded as well as they could be because it seems like they didn't even do all the sides when they welded them together. But that's, I guess it's worked well enough, even if it's maybe sub-ideal. But what we ended up doing was we cut out a couple of bigger sections. So this one went underneath basically to the wall. Part of the reason why I did it here was because with the cabinets for the slides starting to come out around here, even though this section was definitely far past the rotted area, I was able to get all the way to the wall and then just cut out a big section. And then on this side I went to the wall basically underneath where the shower is going to be. And it ended up coming out in two big pieces, basically split right around here where all the rot was, and then there was a whole bunch of other rotted wood underneath that we had to get out just bit by bit. That when we did all that pretty much destroyed the insulation underneath, so that's why we bought new insulation to put down. More or less the same process over here. This area all in here was where it was really bad. So we were able to get most of that up and cut out a big enough area so that tomorrow when we put down a new floor, it's going to go down pretty easily. One thing that we also figured out, or that we also are going to do before we put the floor down, is if you recall, we're going to get rid of the propane heater, and so that means we don't need these ducts anymore. Well, the ducting is basically just open areas that are uninsulated within the floor. So rather than leaving all of those things open and leaving those air drafts coming through, what we're going to do is we're going to cut out this sheet metal here, put insulation in there. We're not going to do it through the whole floor, obviously, because we already covered up. There was a vent over in the bedroom area. There's that vent over there. We're not going to cut out that floor because it doesn't make sense to. But what we are going to do is we're going to cut back basically to where we're in line with what's normally the outlet from the propane heater. Cut that because we have enough wood, and then we'll just slide a bigger piece underneath after we fill in the area with insulation. So I think that's going to do a whole lot to really help make sure that the RV it's going to do a lot for insulation, which is going to help us further when we are, whether it's warm or cold out, especially when it's cold out, it's going to make it so that not having the propane heater isn't such a big deal. So then tomorrow we expect to get the floor down and then actually get started, if not complete, the flooring, and it's going to be the same flooring as what we're going to do, as what we did in the bedroom, and have this back together. I guess really one thing I'd say is that this is something that when we first found it was really fairly terrifying because of how significant we expected the work to be, and we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to do it without pulling the slide out. But the reality is none of the work we've done has been anywhere near as bad as we thought it was going to be, and it's a really great opportunity for improvement. So it would have been better if we didn't have to do it, but all in all, not as bad as we were expecting. So if you're watching this and thinking, well, I think I might need to do it, but I'm not sure if I want to. Say, you know, if you have basic household tool skills, there's no reason why you can't do it. You also notice the red stuff that got painted down. All of that is basically waterproofing for the plywood, so that if we do get any more water leakage, that hopefully we won't have this happen again. And so we made sure we're putting this basically through the entire RV where stuff is exposed. So that's pretty much it for today, and we'll see what tomorrow holds. Thanks for watching.